listening to Radio Connections with Pace, where it all comes together with your host, Gina Pagnata Murphy and Ebony Walton.
Hey, y'all.
Hey. I'm just trying to get something for her at the last minute. It don't matter. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, it goes all the way over.
I just need to.
You know, we were just, if you're in the chat room already, I'm just going to ask a question. Do it look like I got a necklace right here? I got the.
Please do not.
I got the old people neck. I'm starting to look old. You know what I think I'm going to do next week? I'm going to dye my hair.
Well, you can dye your hair.
I want a statement. I want to make a statement.
What kind of statement you want to make?
I don't know. Something so y'all talk about. Because I'm starting to feel some kind of way.
You're all right.
Look at that. Look. That look like a necklace.
It does not look like a necklace.
And then she got the nerve to tell me.
Oh, please. Really?
Really? Yeah, I got one too. Where? Anyway, I'm done. Welcome. Don't that say Gina?
Go ahead.
Welcome. Today is July the 25th, and you're online with Radio Connections with Pace, where it all comes together. And as always, today is Truthful Tuesday. I'm your host, Gina Pagnata Murphy, president of Pace.
And I am Ebony Walton, vice president of Pace. And this show is for City of Atlanta employees, whether new or seasoned, classified or none, on-site or teleworkers. This platform was created to bring awareness to all things in the city, whether good or bad, in hopes to finding a resolve.
Let's talk about it. So, before as always, we'd like to give a disclaimer again that you have one at the front of our podcast. But I always like to let you know that the views and opinions of everyone in our chat and what we say are either allegedly or factual, but not necessarily views and opinions of the city of Atlanta, of our national origin, or anybody else, but only our views and opinions. So, we must be respectful for everyone that's in the chat room when they have their views and opinions. So, how was your weekend?
It was pretty good. It was busy. I worked, of course, as every weekend, just about. But it was pretty busy. The city was busy this weekend. It was busy.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it was busy. Yeah.
Well.
And we still waiting on this baby to come.
Your grandbaby ain't came yet?
Yeah.
What
she keep going back and forth. They said this Wednesday they're talking about inducing.
They should have been inducing last Wednesday.
2 weeks ago.
Well,
2 weeks ago. This waiting is killing me. It's the time. It's consuming all of my time.
Well, I hope you have a healthy grandchild, and I hope the mother be okay. And
she just like her mama starting problems already.
Oh, really? Yeah. They come out hard and rough. They gonna be hard and rough. Tell me about it.
That's
But anyway,
how was your weekend?
I don't even remember from the last day. I'm serious. Old age must be kicking in. Let me tell you something real quick. I'm laughing, but I'm serious because I can't remember Monday. I'm serious.
That was yesterday.
Today is Tuesday. Friday.
Today is Tuesday. The podcast is.
Oh, don't scare me. You know my anxiety gonna kick in. I'm gonna have to take some pills.
Because now you finna think you got Alzheimer's.
I went to the doctor for it.
Did you?
They had me talking about draw this circle. And then I said, okay, I drew the circle. And then they said, I put the time of a clock in it. Do you know I had to sit there and think about that for a minute? I'm like, I knew where the 12 went, but I'm going. When I got around to the 5, I'm like, okay, now. And then this what really put the icing on the cake when I started crying.
Why are you crying?
Because they told me, okay, now show me, draw the hands of 10 to 2. I couldn't do it.
How you couldn't do it?
It took me 5 minutes. I said, go out and come back. You making me nervous. Go out and come back. I had to sit there and figure that out. Because we've gotten to the point where nobody wears watches anymore. Yeah. You're digital. And so now I went and got me a Mickey Mouse watch. I don't have it on, but I'm going to show it to y'all next week. Got me a Mickey Mouse watch. Ain't no more looking at this clock, turning them over on the phone. And I'm going to start looking at mine. To start looking at time.
It makes your brain not so.
And I asked my grandchildren the same thing. They couldn't figure it out. What?
Well, see, they came in like this.
Well, anyway, she said, Miss Pagnata, you don't have Alzheimer's, baby. You just everybody, because of that. But it made me feel better. But I tell you, I was scared. My blood pressure went up. I was hot, and my anxiety was kicking in. And then you gonna sit over here talking about, yeah, I got a necklace too.
You do not have a necklace on. It's not.
That's my point. But it looks like it do all that old people neck. But anyway, so that's my little view today.
Yeah.
So what was the movie of the week? What we got?
I saw a movie with Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson. It was called The Man from Toronto.
I think I seen that.
It's on Netflix.
And Kevin got caught up somehow with this guy who was an assassin.
Yes.
I saw it. It was kind of
cute. Was
I didn't even know
funny.
he did it.
It was
it was stupid funny. It was funny. Kevin's funny.
I like it. Yeah, I like him.
Sometimes.
I like him.
Yeah. So
I say we're gonna go off the hip today. You give us some of your good old wisdom. Ooh, not like that.
See what I'm saying?
That's not that's not what I meant.
Good old
That's not what I
wisdom.
meant. We had a meeting this morning and that's not what I meant like that. I meant wisdom because you just
no, it came out right. It came out.
You're experienced. That's what it is. Seasoned, experience. Now you're putting yourself back in the old category. You did that. I didn't say that.
If you say that word one more time, I'm leaving.
Okay, so can you give us some of your wisdom
about being positive and inspirational?
Yeah, just give us something positive.
Y'all go on YouTube or Facebook and look at this lady called Holla. That'll give you some inspiration and positiveness. I want to grow old and be just like Holla. Didn't I tell y'all I want to grow old? God give me the wisdom and stuff to grow old, so all I can do is cuss you out. And cuss everybody out. Holla be cussing everybody out. We can't put none of it on here because it's just too vulgar, but it's funny. I'm sorry if you overlook the cussing. She is one fabulous, lively wisdom lady. And she's in the hospital now, y'all. You know, she was going through chemotherapy. You know, she have cancer. And y'all keep her in prayers. But she is really, truly inspiration to me. So y'all go and get Holla.
That's your positive.
Yeah, something to laugh. Keep you funny. Keep life going because... And today, we did have a positive meeting. And we'll talk about that later.
You to, because you gave some positives, some good wisdom tidbits in that meeting at the end of it.
Well, you know, because of the fact that we have to be not color motivated, but as women, period, women that supervise women, we have to be mindful. There's a cliche of us women, because I'm so tired over the years that I hear people with me at one time. I used to want to say, I don't like working for women. I'd rather work for men. You know what I'm saying? And I hear that a lot, but it shouldn't be that. Women should be looking out for women. So anyway, I don't know.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
Women look out for women. Is that the
women? I mean, we women need to stick together. That's right. And so that meeting that we had today, it was all women.
It was.
And beautiful looking women, because everybody was on the podcast. I mean, on the virtual screen, you can see their face, but me, because I was getting ready. I was getting ready.
Oh,
okay. Okay. And so it's a beautiful scene. The pictures was clear, and we were trying to negotiate and advocate for a member who was having some issues with her leadership. We had a win-win on both sides, and I commend that leadership, Miss Maisha Good. And Miss Livingston for having an open mind, and we were able to advocate positively for our member, and hopefully moving forward they'll have a better working relationship. So that was great. I enjoyed it, and I just gave them a little Angela Davis when I used to march in college days with them. You know,
it was very good.
Looking out for each other. We cannot sit here and just hop. We got enough going on. Look at all the laws they're trying to change against women. All the fights, all the marches that I marched with Angela Davis back in the Black Panthers back in the day. Didn't know what it was because I was the lightest thing in the march. Went and bought that little nylon afro wig with a little pig with the hand like that stuck in it. And you'd ask me what the cause was, I wouldn't know. I was just marching to be marching. But I got a chance to meet Angela. I knew who Angela was. And I respected her because, you know why? She was bright skinned. Remember we talked about light skin versus dark skin?
And
she was leading a movement
Mm-hmm.
for all women, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so today I saw the color depiction in that meeting today. If I'd have clicked on, I would have been the lightest thing on this. I didn't click on because I was having my black side. So anyway, thank you. Kudos to Miss Maisha Good, and kudos to Miss Livingston for a well-received meeting today. Appreciate. Wish we can have a better relationship with other department heads.
Maisha has been great.
Like
she
somebody
has been
else I
great.
know in another
She has
department.
been great.
Yes, she has.
She really has been. She really has.
And kudos to Mr. Wiggins of DPW. He's been great.
Yeah, he has.
He's been very responsive to us and with the union, very friendly. And we'll talk about that later on about professionalism and working with the unions, because it would behoove you not to work with the union.
It works against you, really. That's what it does.
Because
you're working against yourself.
Even if Gina ain't here, this third eye, the union gonna be here. You might get be careful what you ask for, because you might get somebody worse than me. Mm-hmm. They don't have a dog in the fight. See, I got a dog, a little dog, because I'm a member.
You work here.
I'm a member, and I'm the president, and I'm an employee. But you got our reps that don't work there and don't have a dog in the fight, and they don't owe you nothing.
Either way, they want the win.
Yeah. So anyway.
So song
okay
for today, I'll let you pick. You pick this.
I don't know why I picked this song.
Me either.
But maybe Croft can tell us later why I picked this song. I don't know. He has a good sense of something after he do his little tidbit. Why I picked this song. If you had a
song walk in the door today, you'd realize. I realized why she picked the song.
Oh, okay. Oh, suck it now. Woo! We don't own the rights to this music. It's only for entertainment purposes only. But I love it. Let it play that. Da 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 da. Boy, that put me in a mood. I can hear that all day.
So, that's the song.
Song of the week. Mm-hmm. Y'all go listen to War. War was the band.
It was.
There was a group. I mean, about 20 of them on stage.
Bands are not like what they used to be, though, are they?
No. They're trying to come back. You guys and Frankie Beverly, that was my maze. But I heard he did a concert. Bless his heart. He might have to sit like Sugarfoot did in a chair. When he used to do with the Ohio Players and they come out, Sugarfoot would have to sit in the chair because he was so, seasoned.
So.
All right. So listen, I want to do a send out silence. Why are you laughing at me?
Because I just see that in my head.
What?
I'm sitting in.
Yeah, he had a big old King Chair concert, and they had to wheel. He wheeled him out, walked him out. He got up, sat in the chair. But he's such a legend with the Ohio Players. Y'all don't know nothing about Ohio Players like I know about Ohio Players because I'm from Toledo. Y'all don't know nothing about Ohio Players unless you from Ohio. Ohio. And so he was the legend. And they brought him out there. He sat in that chair and did his little singing on it. Like, shoot, shoot, boop, boop, boop. Boy, when that thing, one day, child, I don't have to listen to your life. Boy, I fell out. Go ahead, Sugarfoot. But anyway, listen here. My thing is, music need to come back. Full bands, big horns, big sound. I love it. So I found out yesterday that when a associate of mine, a friend of mine, she lost her father. They're from Detroit, and she just lost her mother the first part of the year, and now she lost her father. So I wanted to give her condolences out to her and the family. And I saw it on Facebook, and I sent our condolences to her through Facebook. And so she's going through it right now. Mm-hmm. And so we want to have a moment of silence. And even for everyone else that has some losses, I understand Commissioner Wiggins not disrespecting his privacy, but he had a family lost his someone in his family, not sure who it was, but he was out part of last week, you know, going to that family situation. So anyone that has some type of illness within yourself, within your family members that have lost someone's, we duly send out a silent prayer and a meditation and condolences to you. And as always on this podcast, we like to give a moment of silence for that. So bow your heads. Okay. So,
all right.
Here we go. Here we go. What is it? Don't come up with nothing crazy.
Did you know? Did you know that a wood frog can hold its pee for up to 8 months? For 8 months. But they use it.
First of all, what is a wood frog? And second of all,
I wish I could pull up a picture of it.
Is doing scientific therapy on it to figure out how long a frog can hold his pee.
They got stuff about whales.
Who cares?
Everything. That's amazing.
What is a wood frog? Can you show us a picture?
Let me see.
Wood frog.
A wood frog
can hold his pee for up to 8 months.
8 months.
Well, you know what? No, I ain't gonna say that.
Don't say it.
Because some of these places need to hold your pee to 8 months too.
This is a wood frog. So it looks like wood, but it's the color. It's not a green color.
Can they see it?
I don't know. I need to put it. I need to see if I can share it on the screen. Let's see. I'm going to try to find them. I'm going to find a wood frog.
Because I want y'all to see this frog to figure out what makes somebody find out if this frog can pee.
It's not about just the frog. It's about.
What's your point?
Let's see.
Okay.
Look at it.
Okay, I can see it.
I'm going to share my screen.
Spencer, you ever heard of a wood frog?
Probably not.
I want to hear your take on Ebony's Did You Know? This is getting crazy. Where are you getting this stuff up?
Internet. Google.
They tell you. Somebody in the political world said that's fake news.
The whole internet?
Everything is fake news to this person.
Okay, can y'all see it?
Nah,
can you see it?
Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about
Spencer, it. Did you see it?
No, don't even worry about it. Hey, listen, y'all just pull up on Google
look on
wood frog, and you tell me why we up here talking about they can hold their pee up to 8 months.
Okay, can you see it now?
No.
There you go. Wait. What?
No. So forget about it. But anyway, moving right along.
Why not?
You figure it out tomorrow. While you're working with your wood frog that can hold his pee. So that means, okay, I got this. Okay, let's do some logic. I got this.
Wood frog.
So here's my logic to this. So it can hold his pee for 8 months. So that means if they can figure out how they can hold his pee for 8 months, maybe the people that's got incontinence, that can't hold their pee and have to wear depends.
Maybe
that's inside the frog and put it in them so they can hold their pee.
We gave somebody an idea. There you go. They hold it the whole winter long.
There you go. Ain't got to worry about depends to go out of business and all of that because these people
got whatever the wood frog have.
Yeah.
So now
I can get rid of mine.
Yep. That was that. So now you know something.
Okay, go ahead.
Wood frogs hold their pee throughout
for 8 months.
Okay. For 8 months throughout the winter to survive the winter.
So anyway, now it's time somebody else to come on here with their wisdom talking about a wood frog. Because I'm done. I'm over it. To hear some words of more wisdom, more than I can share, as he shared his tidbits of Women's History Year, and all the time it's the motivational, articulate, diabolically amazing Spencer. Hey, Spencer.
There it is. What's up, ladies? Listen, again, I don't know what happens, but every time, we click in, I lose y'all, but I hope y'all can hear me.
Hope you can hear me fine. Listen, Jana. I mean, War. That was a great group. I'm talking about slipping in the darkness.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, the world is a ghetto. I
Woo!
mean, real stuff, and even the Ohio players when we talking about fire and roller coaster. Somebody know something about that. Now I mean I know about the Ohio players and I know about War, but when it comes to wood frogs, let me just say, I mean, I'm just
Listen, I'm trying to school y'all. I'm trying to educate.
I
That's
can't
it.
hear you, Ebony. I can't hear a word you're saying.
No, that's fine.
But listen, y'all. We're gonna continue on with this whole women's year thing. And today, y'all, we're talking about, Helen Adams Keller. Now, she was born June 27th, 1880. Was an American author, disability rights advocate, political activist, and lecturer. Born in West Tuscumbia, Alabama, she lost her sight and her hearing after a bout of illness at the age of 19 months. She then communicated primarily using home signs until the age of 7, when she met her first teacher and lifelong companion, Anne Sullivan. This young woman taught Keller language, including reading and writing. After an education at both specialist and mainstream schools, Keller attended Radcliffe College of Harvard University and became the first deafblind person to earn a Bachelor of Arts degree. She worked for the American Foundation for the Blind from 1924 until 1968. Keller was also a prolific author, writing 14 books and hundreds of speeches and essays on topics ranging from animals to Mahatma Gandhi. Keller campaigned for those with disabilities, for women's suffrage, for labor rights, and world peace. Keller's 1903 autobiography, The Story of My Life, publicized her education and life with Sullivan. It was adapted as a play by William Gibson, and this was also adapted as a film under the same title, The Miracle Worker. Her birthplace has been designated and preserved as a National Historic Landmark. Since 1954, it's been operated as a house museum and sponsors an annual Helen Keller Day. Now, Keller was educated and inducted into the Alabama Women's Hall of Fame in 1971. She was one of 12 inaugural inductees to the newly founded Alabama Writers Hall of Fame on June 8th, 2015. Listen, y'all, what I'm trying to say, Helen Keller was able to do all of those things. Just because you lose your sight, please never lose your vision. Just because you got a few clouds, don't let it stop your shine. Make it do what it do. You know, your boy Croft just want to holler at you a little bit because of the fact that we just trying to put a little cheer in your left and your right ear. That's what we do. Listen, y'all, we're going to continue this thing. All of this good knowledge, even the wood frogs. Thank you so much for your time this time. And until the next time, I hope it's better than the last. And as my dad would always say, you're never out of business when you mind your own. This is your boy Croft with Radio Connection with Pace, where it all comes together. Holla at you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Spencer.
Oh, Helen Keller. How about
Have you
that?
seen her story?
Yes, but it's been a while.
It's been a while for me too, but I love her. I mean, because of all the obstacles that she had. She was blind, and have you ever heard her speak? Because she can't really. The lady that would help her, she understood everything she said, but it was really inspiring.
I like his wisdom of that little quote he said, just because you lose your sight,
don't lose your vision.
Don't lose your vision.
That's
we need to put that on some. And I don't know if that's behind somebody. Did somebody say that, or if that's something Spencer made? If that's something Spencer made, we need to patent that and put that on some stuff. Just because you lose your sight, don't lose your vision.
So with that being said, I just want to add this little piece in here.
Okay.
This is a little story. It's not long. No, it's not long.
Here we go.
It's not long.
It's about the wood frog.
No, it's not about the wood frog. It's not about the wood frog. It's about the weight of the glass.
Okay, tell me about it.
This is by Tina Lee Amaza. Once upon a time, a psychology professor walked around on a stage while teaching stress management principles to an auditorium filled with students. As she raised a glass of water, everyone expected they'd be asked a typical glass half empty or glass half full question. Instead, with a smile on her face, the professor asked, "How heavy is the glass of water I'm holding?" Students shouted out answers ranging from 8 ounces to a couple of pounds. She replied, "From my perspective, the absolute weight of this glass doesn't matter. It all depends on how long I hold it. If I hold it for a minute or two, it's fairly light. If I hold it for an hour straight, its weight might make my arm ache a little. If I hold it for a day straight, my arm will likely cramp up and completely feel numb and paralyzed, forcing me to drop the glass to the floor. In each case, the weight of the glass doesn't change, but the longer I hold it, the heavier it feels to me." As the class shook their heads in agreement, she continued, "Your stresses and worries in life are very much like the glass of water. Think about them for a while, and nothing happens. Think about it a bit longer, and you begin to ache a little. Think about them all day long, and you will feel completely numb and paralyzed, incapable of doing anything else until you drop them." The moral of this story, you guys, on the days that you're stressed out and feeling overwhelmed, learn to embrace the inevitable and let it go. Some things cannot be controlled, and no amount of worrying could put all your burdens away. Instead of letting stress get to you, embrace it and conquer it. Let yesterday's worry inspire you to be a productive day today. See that?
Oh, that was
I used
nice.
to do that when I did the newsletter.
Oh, but it's absolutely correct.
Yes.
That was pretty good. And unfortunately, though, that'll make the pharmaceuticals go out of business.
It would, wouldn't it?
Because then you don't give out no more anxiety pills and all of that.
But everybody's not going to listen to that anyway, so they're still going to do it.
But that's
Because
a
your mind is
good
different.
Yeah, we need to put that on an email to all of our members.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me to do that. And the one that Croft said, I like that. Just because you lose your sight, don't lose your vision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's send that out in an email today to our members, just a little tidbit from our podcast.
That's good.
So, what we got?
So today is National All or Nothing Day. We all have dreams. We hold back decisions left to make or plans uncompleted. On this day, people break free of everything that's holding them back. Everyone has at least one thing that they would like to overcome, need to do or want to do, but might be fearful or hesitant to do so. This day is to go ahead and do it. Take that first step. Just do it, y'all. Just do it. Whatever it is.
Yeah, because I want to open up a Geno's Bingo.
You've been saying that for a while. Go ahead and do it.
That's my
Water. Drink some water.
You know what? When you got to tell your phone to tell you when to drink water, you
That's
getting
a problem.
old.
No.
That's an old thing. But anyway,
Yeah. Go ahead and do it. It's some things that I want to do. And like you said,
Geno's Bingo,
The fear.
Geno's Beach Bingo.
mm-hmm.
It's not a fear for me. It's just all the hoopla you got to go through to
Just
get it
getting
done.
to do it.
And it kind of bogs you down. But
Mhm.
I'm going to get into that. I think I'm going to just take some time and start looking out to do something. Because I really do need to start thinking about what would I do when I retire?
Yeah. And you need to.
You know, because
You
I
need
don't
to.
look at it right now, but eventually the inevitable is going to come. One day I'm going to retire. I'm going to have to retire. But
Mhm.
hopefully by then I have left a legacy and Pace will continue to move on as glorious as it is now. And then I won't lose sight. I'll still have my vision. They have Geno's Bingo and all y'all to come out and play some quarter bingo.
And
just
listen to
have
her
fun.
cuss and fuss.
That's right.
And
Cause
slam the bingo code.
that's right.
That's it.
Somebody, he didn't give me but 2 sheets. Well, you ain't pay but for one.
That's it. Today is also National Aunts and Uncles Day.
Oh, okay.
So those of you guys, us that are aunts and uncles, today is your day.
Also, I get some flowers.
You're not my aunt.
No. Mm-mm.
Where your niece is at?
They don't pay me no mind.
It's also National Disability Independence Day,
Oh.
July 26th.
Oh.
So it commemorates the signing of the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Oh, ADA. Oh, okay.
1990.
You know, if we didn't have that HIPAA law, well, we needed it.
Mm-hmm.
But if we know anybody in our membership that has a disability, we ought to send them a card. Say today is your day, or send an email. Say today is your day. Happy, you think that would be too?
Probably so. Okay.
They might get offended with that. Oh, okay.
I wouldn't want you. Yeah. Probably
just okay.
Let that go.
All right.
Let it go.
I was just thinking of something good.
So again, to the meat of the show.
Yeah.
Again, you guys, today we are in the red zone in the city. We're still in the red zone. But I ran across this quote on LinkedIn, and it said, when there is no consequence for poor work ethic and no reward for good work ethic, there is no motivation. What you think about that?
Okay, first of all, let me say this. No. First of all, how did that tie into red zone?
Well, we're going into city news now. We're going into city news.
Oh, okay. So let me know. Okay, so now I'm perking up. Because now this is my part.
Yeah, this is city.
Okay.
You hear.
So let me go back to Atlanta is now in the red zone. We're asking everybody to wear your mask.
Amen.
I know some of you got a thing about not wearing these masks. I get it. It's not mandatory. But for your safety
and
others, if you're going out in the public, wear your mask. Just wear your mask. It ain't going to stop your breathing for a minute. It may help you continue to breathe. Mm-hmm. Because I just read on my news break, which you're going to show me how to take it off my phone. Sure, when I woke up this morning, the first thing I saw, 8 people died in Clayton County due to COVID and was unvaccinated. So it's like we're spiraling with this thing all over again. Mm-hmm. And I just don't like to hear that. I don't like to hear the word vaccine, COVID-19, pandemic. I'm taking all commercials off my TV. I'm going to pay that extra money. I don't want to see no commercial about take this medicine, but these are the side effects. I don't want to see and hear nothing about no bad news. I can't. It's getting to the point that's all you hear. There's nothing good in the news.
I skipped past that red zone real quick and jumped into this.
Nothing good. And I'm reaching out to all of y'all that know some family members, that know somebody in the news media, Channel 6, Channel 46, Channel 5, Channel 11, anybody on the podcast. Give us some good news sometimes, please. Is there somebody did something good for somebody out there? Something. Now, said my piece. Let's move on to the plan of action, what I got to talk about today.
So what you think about that quote? When there's no consequence for poor work ethic and no reward for good work ethic, there's no motivation.
Well, there should be consequence for poor work ethic. That's the problem. And we're not getting any rewards for people with good work ethics. That's another problem. And anytime that you want to have motivation, you got to do one or the other. But the motivation piece comes to the ones that's got good work ethics. If you keep motivating them and rewarding them, the people with the poor work ethics either going to get off the pot, or what's that quote they say? Or something. I ain't going to say that. No. But you know what I'm talking about. Eventually, they're going to grasp with the crowd, do what the Romans do, or they're going to be weeded out. Whether you're a manager, leader, or just a regular employee. Mm-hmm. So that's a good quote. I think it should be done. Mm-hmm.
So departmental issues and concerns within the city. We have had several within different departments. But first, I've been hearing, so you want to talk about the survey briefly or no?
You can start it, then you know me. I got to come in and put the nail in the coffin.
Okay. We don't want to go into detail because it hadn't been released.
Spencer, I know you can't hear when you click on, and y'all got to work that out, find out what's going on with that. But if there's anything that you want to chime in and say on anything going forward, just raise your hand, let us know. We'll click you in. But go ahead, Ebony, about these departmental issues and concerns.
So a lot of employees I've been hearing over a course of time, they say bullying, harassing, da-da-da. I just was, an employee came, I had a conversation that the employee said I had been bullying her, right?
You bullying.
Me bullying.
Big bully.
So I wanted to make sure she understood what it meant to be bullied, right? Because I consider myself, I know I'm a little harsh sometimes, but I consider myself to be professional. Most of the time. No, all the time. So when we talk about bullying, it's about aggressive pressure, or intimidation. It talks about spreading rumors, abusive criticism, humiliation, undermining employees' work. It can go into creating a negative work environment or a hostile work environment. And I was like, that's kind of a harsh word to say that.
Well, first of all, if y'all went to high school or grade school, somebody, y'all been bullied somewhere.
Yeah.
Everybody didn't go through school and didn't get bullied. There was somebody that was messing with you, whether it was mild or strong.
Hey, Tamara.
And that's a bully to me.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
you got you beat me at 3:00 with that little letter on your desk. Talking about 3:00, cross that line and knock that off my shoulder right here. When look, hey, you know.
And the teacher turn around, you stop.
But that's bullying.
Everybody has a job to do, right? We want to make sure that we understand and we are aware of what bullying is and what is someone that's actually carrying out their job duties and functions in a professional manner, because you can still do that and be a bully doing that too. So when employers or when supervisors of management, different departments are different. So I can only speak how my department works. So within my department, because everything is a right now situation, it's a 911 center. So if we get a caller that calls, we have to handle the situation in that moment. If something's going on in the zone, there's a robbery going on or something, and dispatcher get it, we as the supervisors have to get this information within a timely manner so we could do our due diligence and send out pages that goes throughout the city. So employees, sometimes the dispatchers, they get, even when I was a dispatcher, I used to hate when the supervisor came over to me. But when I saw them walking to me, I already knew what they was walking over there for. Number one, because I knew exactly what was going on my zone. So I knew what they were coming over there for. So I would already have an answer. Hey, I don't have this right now, but as soon as he give me an update, I'll give it to you. So we have a newer generation of people they're
called millennials, I think.
Millennials, yeah. So they don't like to be approached
at all.
No,
Spencer's shaking his head. No, that's not what they call. Spencer, what they call?
Go ahead, Spence. Go ahead.
No. They're called gender neutral.
Gender neutral.
Gender neutral. That's what they're called now. I mean, listen. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but Ebony, you got to look at it like this. It's not the supervisor really that's all the time. A lot of times it's the person themselves. They might have something with them. Then they don't like anybody to say anything to them. Period. Mm-hmm. So if somebody just talks to them, now you're yelling at them. Yeah. You've been across people like that. Yeah. I mean, again, if you went to any kind of public school or whatever like that, listen. I mean, you go run across a whole bunch of that stuff. But, I mean, what you're saying is, I mean, a lot of times today you kind of have to tiptoe with what you do because of the gender neutral. Now, me running double nickels, I'm 55 years old, and people telling me what I can't say or what I need to say is like I'm being taught all over again how to either come to work or just how to act and speak on everything. So, it's a bunch of new stuff, and Evan, if somebody came to you, I mean, I promise you it won't be the last time.
No.
It won't be the last time.
Well, I do know that what he's saying is correct when it comes to that, because at 65, that's why I said all I want to do is grow old and cuss.
Yeah.
That way I can get away with anything I want to. But you know what? It also brings us to talk about seniority. Mm-hmm. When you talk about gender neutral and you're talking about this new generation coming in that don't want you to say nothing to them. They know it all.
Yes.
They've been there, done that. Like you was born to be 55 and me 65. We didn't never go through what they went through. Mm-hmm. And they have a little attitude. And so we at our age where we're up there, like you trying to retrain me to think differently. And it's hard. And then if I'm not thinking the way that you're thinking because of my age, and it becomes, I'm not part of the program anymore.
You're not.
Because you can't deprogram me out of the old way, and you're saying the way that I think is no longer valid.
Yeah.
So we have no recourse because that's an insult to me. I'm seasoned, I'm experienced, I know my job, but because you this new generation and this gender neutral type thing and this millennials or whatever you want to call them, they come in. And you know what really gets my third eye look breathing? And I'm not knocking this, but why are we always hiring? What happens in the city, we get these young people coming in because really the old experienced ones, they don't want that little money. They going after the money. Yeah. Okay. Because I was told if you're not making your age, something's wrong. The minimum you should be making is your age. Okay. And every year you should be getting some more and more. So when you retire, now that's how I learned a pension and retirement when I was coming up. That's what I was taught. But now, and so you have a loyalty then. Now there's no loyalty on either way. Okay. So you get these young folks to come in, and no disrespect, I'm not saying what age is considered young folks, because you can be 30, you young to me. I'm 65. Anybody under 65 is young to me. Because, I mean, theoretically, it is true. You know, that's it. So you get these folks coming in, can't tell them nothing as a senior person, then we got a problem. Then you got a flip side of it. You bring the young folks in that's going to be your boss. Yep. And you can't tell them they don't want to hear nothing you got to say, because even though you've been in, because I'm the boss. Yep. They're wearing the title. And when back in my day, we ain't think about no title. We talking about getting the job done, making the boss look good, showing loyalty to the departments, and you know, all I want to know is I got health care costs and a retirement at the end when I'm ready to retire. That's all I'm looking for. That's it. That ain't the way it is now.
It's not. And the problem, you know, even not just one department, most all departments, when you're dealing with their age range, and they good with what they do. But again, when you're coming into an environment that you have not worked before, you don't really understand it. The best, when I first came in here, back 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I'd never done that job. My mindset was to get in here, shut up, and learn.
But that's your mindset.
Yeah, that was my mindset. Question what I had to question, write down my stuff, and then question later. But that was my job. And and I was brought up where you do what you were paid to do. Bottom line, if my job is to dispatch, then that means I got to listen to the radio all day. We complain about listening. Why he keep raising me? Well, that's kind of what you're supposed to do. That's your job. It is the job that you're there to do, not to stay on the phone and flip through your Instagram and FaceTime and all. That's you know not what?
It. The best thing that if I was running this ship, all cell phones, unless it's city related, should be null and void.
They should, especially
you know they got jobs at federal job. You better not have no problem your cell phone in that office.
And that's such a big problem within the call center departments, because when if you're on a 911 call, you should be focused on that call, right? That's it. Not look. Oh, my phone just rang. Let me. Okay, hello, so and so.
And playing games because you got that earbud in your ear.
That's not what it's supposed to be. Now, I mean, they allow certain things, that's fine, but it's not supposed to be that way. And when you get these people, these freedoms, certain freedoms, if you're not well seasoned,
you're gonna be bullying them when you go tell them to put the cell phone down.
Well, you know, that's something I don't do.
But I'm just saying.
But you will be. That's
what they're gonna say.
You
because you know that they want this. They in that cell phone generation.
They want it. That's all.
I was at a restaurant the other day. Was that what you? Because you know I don't go with everybody. Was that what you? And I happened to sit over there, and I said, I just sat over there and I was eating, and something caught my attention. It was a man and a woman sitting at the table,
and they were on their cell phone.
And both of them were engaged in their cell phone. They had not one word said to each other for 10 minutes, and I timed them because you know I got that Mickey Mouse watch I told you I bought. But anyway, I was watching. I said, and then whoever I was eating with, I got to figure out who that was. I told you I'm getting old. I can't remember stuff. But I said, let's look over there. What you see wrong with that picture? No dialogue.
Nothing.
They were looking at their phone. And see, now the people, these gender neutrals or these millennials or these young folks coming in got brilliant brains.
They do.
Some of them got some brilliant brains now.
They do.
Not knocking.
They do.
But that cell phone gets you in trouble. Because all you doing is TikTok and Instagram and doing all of this, checking up on what the rappers doing today.
And then what happens, what they don't pay attention to, if you on your FaceTime, say for instance, I called you, I'm on FaceTime, right? Or where you can see, that's the FaceTime, right? And you can see my screen, you seeing personal information. They're not paying attention to that. They seeing and hearing other conversations of maybe something that happened that's a high priority situation. That's not a thought process. So it should be a thought process.
But they're not.
But it's not.
But they're not getting paid to be on their
You're not
personal
getting paid.
cell.
That's the whole thing.
That's my issue. So I'm gonna say it again. As someone in the chat says, say it again, Gina. If I was running this ship, I'm sorry. Y'all may disagree. But you won't have no personal cell phones in your work environment.
Yeah.
It better be in your pocketbook or in your car.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that. And I worked for some agencies back in my day before they had cell phones. You know, they were having pages. Yeah. But you better not have that pages. They better not hear go. You better not. You have a
page. Yep.
And some private sectors right now, I know right now where I have my niece that goes to work in the warehouse. They can't bring their cell phones in there. They cannot.
Yeah, I know in a lot of federal jobs.
Oh no,
especially in communications, any type of communications,
and production.
Or when they're dealing with personal and private information sensitive, you cannot bring your phone in the building.
Even with that, I go to a Walgreens. I'ma call them because it's more than one time I've been in a Walgreens. And I'm sitting there and I'm at the register.
And they on their phone.
And they just a minute. On their cell phone, I'm like, are you serious? Mm-hmm. And I will call them out. Girl, if you don't put that phone down and check me out, I'm going to call your manager. Really? First of all, it's rude.
It's rude. It's unprofessional.
Very rude. It's and you know, and then they doing it. I'll be with you in a minute.
Stop.
What the heck is this? About to knock their head out.
Stop.
Unloose them braids, them is that tight. You got to do all of this. Now, I ain't knocking your hair. That ain't the point. Be professional.
We have got to be professional.
We got to quit being ghetto around here.
And we have to stop being so, wearing our feelings on our sleeves, so sensitive. And I know, and I know that's a sensitive topic too. But at the end of the day,
they bring you on.
As that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, you're paid to do a job. If somebody is asking you to do your job, that's part of the job. That's what you're getting paid to do. Now, if I'm bothering you about something that has nothing to do with the job, then yes, they're probably messing with you. But if somebody is doing that for your job, it's your job.
But we're using this word bullying too loosely.
They are. They're using it too loosely. So I want to make sure that you guys understand what is bullying. And it's somebody that is humiliating you, degrading you, belittling you, causing fear, making you be in a position where, or talking about you and you sitting right here in your face.
Third party conversation.
Yeah, so-and-so.
Or stop talking when you come in the room.
Yes.
Make you feeling uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So when I do me, I just come in there. You know me. I come in there and say, what y'all saying about me? I don't care.
Yeah.
Tell me.
It is what, but some people, you just have to be, bullying is bullying. That's a little more aggressive than somebody just carrying out their work duties.
But here's something that I want to run across y'all.
Okay.
And in my chatters, I want your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's a situation I got, and we're pondering. I talked to you about this, how we're going to approach this with Commissioner Norman. Say somebody makes some charges, whether it's what y'all call OPS packages or we call it discipline. We're going to tell something that somebody did something and they had a big investigation and find out after the investigation was done that it was not warranted.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that person
was cleared from the charges.
Okay. What happens to that person that made the charge?
That's what we would like to know.
See, we have a lot, and what I've been seeing since we've been doing a lot of representations for employees, what I'm starting to see is that some of us and I say that, tell little white lies.
Yes.
Or enhance a situation to make someone feel it on their end because they got upset about somebody because I got this title and how dare you do whatever, say to me
or
whatever,
not do whatever. So
we go and tell this lie or embody this lie and bring in HR, get the union involved. They have a full investigation and they're clear. That person is sent them home. Sometimes with pay, sometimes with no pay.
I've seen them send them home, have police come get them and send them home.
Send them home and then they get cleared. What happens to that person that made that allegation
that was not true?
Because that was an allegation that was not true.
But it caused this employee or member great embarrassment.
Embarrassment, intimidation,
everything.
Bullying, all kinds of stuff. Anxiety. And we have a code that says you ain't supposed to lie. So I just want to know y'all thoughts on this. What should this union that's working for you do for that? What kind of and if you can't get it into the chat today, send me an email. Just give me your thoughts, and because we want to know. Because this is something Ebony and I talked about this earlier. Because we had a couple of cases like that, and I want to know what's going on.
Because that particular member wants to know. Okay, so I'm clear. So what's going to happen to this person?
Right. So we want to know: is there going to be anything done to that person? And another thing that's a heartburn for me, and then we're going to go to the chats. Another thing that's a heartburn for me is just lost my train of thought just that quick. Oh my gosh. What we talked about today. It's gonna come back to me though. Don't look at me like that so pitiful. Oh my God. But anyway, you making me feel what you bringing me now. You making me feel bad.
You need some ginseng.
I need some water. Hold on, she making me want to cry.
It's got to be something that they have to come up with. But I do like, we reported to a meeting that we were unaware of yesterday. Well, Mondays does seem like it's so far away. But we reported into a meeting to join with creating some policy or a policy to make those more accountable. Most of the time, it's always those that are in leadership that gets the leeway and don't get held accountable. So we're trying to, we were asked to be a part of helping create a policy that will hold both parties, the employee accountable and also the employer, the leadership team, the supervisors and the management. And that was, to me, that was the first time for me to experience, to be joined in or to be able to collab with the law department on that without us having to say something. Her initial words, her words were, we want to create this policy, but before there becomes a problem later on, we want to get PACE involved in the beginning so we can see what problems we are going to look at, or if we will be able to have problems in the end. Because if PACE is involved, we giving you a heads up already.
Now now see how good you yin and yang we are, because that statement just brought me back to what I was going to say.
What you brought carry up for you.
And that meeting, I wrote it down. The callback. You remember it was an issue that we were representing in another department about callbacks. And so the law department, and kudos to Ms. Candace Colas from the law department and her team, reached out to us, and we had a good working session. Yes, and we're going to roll back again. Today we're supposed to get it tomorrow. No, today we're supposed to get it by 2:30.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. The draft.
And give it back to her.
And that brings me to the point where she wants to work with the unions beforehand. So when this stuff comes out, we've already vetted and had a win-win. Right. And it works better for all parties because it keeps me from having to go in front of council and fuss about you and commission of DHR and the administration and the news media. They won't see us because we fixed some of this problem.
And it makes it where the employee understands this is what is expected, and the leadership team, this is, the employee is aware, this is what is expected. So when they go against what is expected of them to do, then you're in the right.
And the point is, if you're not working with the unions, you're going to have a problem. And that's what I put down, what I wanted to talk about. if you're not working with unions, you're going to have a problem. And so my thing is, let me give you an example. Not going to call no names because you know I will. But y'all may know if they listening on this podcast, you know who I'm talking about. We got a member that needed some issues, that had to get some issues handled.
Real simple
Issues. And they kept not getting an answer. They wanted some time off, and they couldn't get the answer. They found someone to take their place, or what you call swapping out, or someone, but they wanted to be off for their birthday. Okay? Mm-hmm. And okay, rightfully so, put in for that 1 day leave early, a week or two in advance. No response. We're in the second week. So the union reached out. I sent an email to the parties that need to be aware of, asking, can we get a response? Well, the lady got a response, but the leader decided to take the union people off the email and respond to the employee. She got a day off. But my point is, as much time as it took you to respond and delete the union people that was on the email, in which we initiated the email, I initiated the email. You're going to respond, but take me off the email. Now, how disrespectful are you with that?
Took all of the union.
Took all the union people off of it. How disrespectful. You are disrespectful to this code of the city of Atlanta that recognizes unions. And PACE is a recognizable union. You need to look in the city code, Mooney Code, under unions. PACE, Professional Association of City Employees. PACE, right here, PACE. We're in the code. Just because you don't care for me as a person and don't want to involve yourself with me, you think that's getting rid of the union? You want me. You want me and Ebony at the table. You don't want our regional people at the table. Because I've been getting complaints from the people when they come on, oh, why has that person been so bitter? Why they don't care. They're there to do a paid job, like we were talking about, doing your job. They're paid reps. They don't have a dog in the fight. PACE, right here, the local PACE executive board tries to build relationships with department heads so we can work together for the good of the employee, the good of the management team, for the good of the whole city departments that represents and handles our constituents, which is the citizens.
And when when the employee, because the employee was included on that, it confuses the employee so much. And then it puts a little fear in them because now they realize, hey, they didn't put y'all on it, so I forward it, or we get that copy. But now, are you going to start treating this employee different because they have reached out initially to PACE? That's a problem. And it puts that divide like PACE is confrontational. PACE is not confrontational.
No, I'm getting ready to be it though.
It becomes a confrontational situation.
But now I'm getting ready to comfort you.
It's not. PACE really tries. Really try to just be calm about it.
Let me tell y'all something. I hear a lot of little stuff. They are there. Oh, Gina's a bulldog. Oh, she's confrontational. Oh, I'm not at first. It's when you put me there is when I come and do my job that I'm elected to do for our members that pays dues to our national to have us to represent their members. I have a job just like everybody else. Now, I'm just saying, if you as a leader want to not work with the union, especially PACE, that's going to be your downfall. Because we got a couple of departments that has a great relationship. Maybe they talk behind the backs about us. But when we're in together in that room, they'll give us a lot of respect. And I don't want any employee to feel going forward that because they reached out to this union that is something bad. It is not. It is just the negligence of a quality leader that do not want to work with the union. Now we got some surveys that we sent out. We're going to be sending out, and we say we are, but today, Ebony, I'm going to charge you. Now I'm not bullying you. I'm going to charge you to make sure 311 gets that survey and DPW. We did a second survey follow up to E911. And let me tell you something, y'all. We got some good responses. I mean, plenty of responses.
We only sent a certain amount.
It was ugly. It was ugly. So now the bullying that I see still going on is now making this bulldog that everybody say I am getting ready to come out because we don't see no changes. It's gotten worse since we've been trying our best to work with them. So I'm telling all the people that's listening on the E911 two things. Number one, I'm going to make it my point to reach out to Chief Sheriff Bond because he did call me. We had a great meeting on the phone about 2 weeks ago, but I think it's overdue waiting on this meeting with him. He is going to be willing to work with this union. So I'm letting y'all know now. And we're going to share this second survey with him in person, hopefully, so we can dialogue about what is really going on. I saw too much red. Red don't mean right. That doesn't mean that we do the graphs per the responses. And not only did we get that graph of responses, we got verbiage, paragraphs, names, all of this. I mean, big, long stuff of people responding to what's going on. So at the end of the day, this union is set to help. And we got this Radio Connections podcast, and we got Mr. Croft on with us. And we're building bridges for people to hear what's going on out there. One of the things that I think too is breaking down a lot of communications is the fact that a lot of us working from home. This pandemic has put us in a serious new world, third world of working. Not only the third world being bad, but more technology. And it's taken away the good eye-to-eye contact, the interpersonal stuff, and we just talk how we want to talk to each other, email how you want to email, exclamation marks, big, like you try to make your point. That's bullying too, just electronic bullying.
It is.
So all I can say to you guys, all you members out there, you need to talk with your people that you know that are members of PACE. They need to support this podcast. They need to get on it 1 to 2 every week that we do it. Because I was telling Ebony the other day, I said, Ebony, and she'll tell you, I said, maybe we should cut this podcast down to bi-weekly. Are we getting a lot of viewers? Because I'm not, I'm old school. She's the one that's all the her and Spencer. They're the ones that's doing all of this for me, for us. And I'm like, are we getting enough viewers? Are they really interested? Do they like this platform? Are we wasting our time? And she said, nah, Gina, we need to stay. No, don't give up. We need to stay. So we want to hear input. We appreciate KT. We appreciate Tamara. Y'all are diligently following us. Now, we do have a lot of followers that comes on after the fact. Because I was looking at maybe we should change the time. Because I like
and you still
live chat. But you're going to still.
Because everybody's schedules are different.
Everybody's schedule is different. But if you guys appreciate this, pass the word. And let's get some viewers. Let's get some comments. I'm here to make you laugh. We're here to try to do that in the beginning, but every day, every time that not every day, but every Tuesday, we want to bring you some issues. We want to bring you some facts, and we need your help in helping us. We want some feedback from you. So today at 5 o'clock, the first meeting we're having for our new quarterly year, the new year, PACE Executive Board will be meeting at 581 Joseph E. Boone. We have about 5 new people that want to be a part to become stewards. We will be meeting today at 5 o'clock. A lot of stuff we will be discussing with Commissioner Norman on Thursday about our MOU, y'all. Yay! Finally got the MOU done, sent it over. The law department has reviewed it. Our first meeting of, see what they're saying, yay or nay, and we're going back and forth, I guess, with it. But the whole point, once that MOU, Memorandum of Understanding for this union to operate the way we want to operate in the city, it will be signed by the mayor and all of the executive board. going forward. And we finally got our bylaws. I was able to get them, retrieve our bylaws, so our executive board can operate efficiently. We're going to have committees, the political action committee, which of course is led by your president. That's when you go before everybody. So I know a lot of people don't like to go before council, so I will be chairing that. But we got the membership committee. We're going to have nominations committee. We're getting ready to go into a whole new ball game that a lot of us have not done in over the years. And we're going to have a Founders Day. So Marcia Thornton in 2004, her and Marie Brown and Larry and some other folks, I was able to go back and I did a lot of research, and I was able to go back and find all of this stuff. Who founded PACE? So we can get trained, and we're going to start sending some tidbits. Spencer, I'm going to get with you so we can talk about Marcia Thornton. She's one of the pioneers for the city of Atlanta that founded this organization, and she went through some HEWL hockey sticks. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. This union was founded by managers and supervisors because they were getting bullied. And they came up, but it progressed and transitioned to all over the place where we are very an elite organization. And we have multitudes of all kinds of classifications, which is a good thing. But Marcia at one time could not even go in front of the council. She had to wear a police officer's earbud, and a paid rep from the national out of Boston would have to come down, and they would talk, and she would tell that person what to say. We have progressed big time, because you know I would be in front of council in a minute. And the last thing that they were saying, stay in the news. But if y'all notice, I kind of backed off the news. You know why? Because we got department heads that's willing to work with this union. And therefore, we can head and ward off anything ugly before it gets to the news. If you see me on the news, that means I went through every which way but loose and nothing got done. So I just want to let the people out there to know, and for the sake of on the record, if you're not willing to work with this union, that's a downfall for you as a leader. Because to me, old school was taught, you are born a leader. You can't be taught how to lead. You have to be born. And that's a spiritual thing. It's an innate in you. So let's go to the chat room right quick. Okay, the city awards bad work ethics. They love the bad employees. Because that's it. You're right. Because sometimes we've been seeing they in bed together, not literally, but you know what I'm saying. They in cahoots. Yeah. And bad apples will spoil the other bad apples. So you got to weed them out. And that's what we're talking about. I said, let's see. I'm always extra. I like that. We got to weed them out. Okay. It says, I work a part-time catering job, and you absolutely cannot have your phone. Absolutely. You have to leave it in your car or in your bag in a locker. Yes. Because them folks ain't playing that. Because if you in a catering job, you don't want your phone touching it in the food, dropping it in the food, and all on your head, and you trying to cook like this, you're going to have crook in your neck when you get married. And then please stay. Let's say, please stay. This is a very informative, reliable, and helpful platform need. In addition to our hilarious and breathe of fresh air, you are all absolutely. Well, you may thank you, because this is a thankless job. A lot of people do not thank us or support us until they need us. So I appreciate that, KT. Your podcast is so much needed for members to speak up and speak out. Thank you very much. So you all have a task that I'm directing you to do. I want you to pass the word to all employees, whether they're home or not. Or you tell them how to subscribe. You all chime in at 1 to 2 every Tuesday. Just come in, say hello, and let us know you're there. I don't never know you're there until everybody comes and say, did you see how many we had on the podcast? But that's after the fact. We want to have a live dialogue, and Mr. Spencer takes time.
Sometimes we do. Sometimes we do.
And Spencer takes his time to bring you information historically about women. And we're going to get to the men soon. And, we're going to do everything. But we want to, next week, Spencer, I'm going to get with you. But her name is Marcia Thornton. She used to work for the city for many, many years. Unfortunately, she passed away. And that's how I became president. We went to Las Vegas for a convention, which is going to be a little sour bitter for me because we got to go back to Las Vegas, and Ebony is going, so y'all pray for me to make my anxiety stay down, because this is almost like, what you call it, deja vu. I went to Las Vegas with Miss Thornton, and I had just she appointed me to be the first vice president. And we went up there and we had lunch, and we were talking about how we're going to make it better when we get back. And she never came back. And so it's a little sad for me. And so the role, according to our bylaws, I had to assume the position of president, was green, didn't know nothing, was afraid to speak out. You getting better. I was just like you, but worse, because everything fell in my lap. And so where I am today, I learned. I didn't just, I grew. Let's put it this way, through trial and error. Did I get beat up some? Yes, I did. I got beat up a lot. I got scared a lot because I was an employee. How dare you talk against the hand that feeds you? But I learned because I prayed, and the Spirit led me to say, you're an advocate for people. I was fighting for employees before I even joined any union. I was fighting in the military. I was the one that created the maternity clothes for women in the Army that used to have to use drawstrings or shoestrings to tie up their fatigues bottoms when they were pregnant and were scared to say anything. But Gina said something, and I created the doggone uniform, but they didn't give me the credit. But that's how it is. I'm used to not getting credit for everything I do. But guess what? They know who did it. But it helped the women that became pregnant. So all I'm saying, we need your support. Stick with us. We do the best we can. We want you to know about the heritage of PACE, how it was formed, why it was formed, where it was, who your founding people are, and how we moved to where we are today. So whenever I pass that level, I don't know, as long as God give me breath, and I hear people like KT say what he's saying, that gives me hope that, hey, maybe it ain't time for me to leave and retire. Only what God leads me to do. I'll still be here. Elections will be coming up next year. Anybody want to run for office? Want to run? Nobody gonna want to run for that office. Don't nobody want that. If you want to run for president, just let me know. I'll step down. I won't get on the slate, so you'll have a good opportunity to win. But
you finna let somebody that you ain't even seen, they just gonna say they want.
No, they got this. We got rules that's in the bylaws. There you go. You got to be active.
Ain't nobody finna want that.
Everybody don't want none of it. They just want to do it. But listen, you guys, laying all jokes aside, we're going to continue to do this. Ebony, and thank you, KT, that's giving me your affirmation. We're going to continue this as much as we can every week to bring you the fun, the hilarious stuff. And if you guys, we're not paid for any of these advertisements. We maybe should be one day, get some donations, but we ain't getting there yet. But holla, HOLLA. Sweet 96-year-old woman just talking big like time trash. If you can get beyond the cursing, she's funny. She is really funny. And I'm gonna tell you something. That woman got almost millions of viewers because she's gotten some clothes designers sending her clothes. She's wearing their clothes, and people are cash apping her money because she like to play the lotto, the scratch offs. There, she opened up them cards. I was falling out. Her daughters be reading the card. They open up the envelope and she get it. And she like, okay, and she do like this. It ain't no money in it. She throw the card away, and they know it. But y'all, hey, as we bring this to the show, well, I can't even talk. As we bring today's show to an end, we anticipate that we have been a beacon of hope to some. And I can't see the rest of it, so I'm just going to ad-lib off the hip because she ain't scrolling up my teleprompter. We thank you for tuning in to Radio Connections with Pace, where it all comes together. And tune in the next week, and we're going to be talking more about professionalism, and we're going to have a new topic. And now what I probably do is start putting out the topics. You don't want to do that? Okay, well, because we want y'all to come in.
Yeah, we never really
stay on the topic. That's my fault. Yeah, she tries, but I be talking about everything.
Yeah, I'm used to going this way now.
But we just want to continue to fight the good fight and be part of bringing the good back to the city. You're welcome to share this episode of City of Atlanta with podcasts that we've done. And if you're not a subscriber already, what you waiting on? Tell them how to do it, Evie.
Don't be left in the dark. Join Radio Connections with Pace, where it all comes together. To stay up to date on city news, if you're not a member, again, of this elite organization, Pace, Professional Association for City Employees. Join now. You can send us an electronic application. The member dues are $16 per pay period. It is the best 16 that you will spend. And again, I want to say too, it's not always about what you as the one person can get or gain from being a member as a whole, because PACE just don't work for one person. It works for all members. So if you can see within your department that there have been more changes than just within your situation, it's working. It's working. So we encourage you to continue to stay and don't drop out. This is not the time to drop. But we have thank you for listening to Radio Connections with PACE. Remember, this is the last week of July. Next month is August. School is going to be starting back. Kids are going back to school. You're going to have traffic. Start getting work on time. Be patient driving. You know, we got a lot of road rage. And it's a whole new month. We could start it's a whole new month, whole new opportunity. We're finna get to the end of this year. It's finna be over. And start a whole nother year and do it all over again and continue. And this is what we do.
And wear your mask when you have to stay safe and all of that good stuff. Yeah. And but I do want you all to know that we will be here for you as much as we can. And we appreciate you all listening to us and being there with us. So,
and remember, it's not what you say, but how you say it that will remain in the minds and thoughts of others. I thought of that today.
Oh, what? Say that again.
Remember, it's not what you say, but how you say it that will remain in the minds and hearts of others.
Absolutely. And for the finance people that's on this podcast today in our chat room, I want you to know we ask you to be patient. And guess what? I think I built a relationship with the CFO now. Remember after that meeting?
Yeah.
So I will be having requesting a meeting with him and discussing the issues in that finance department. So it's going to roll down. It's going to roll downhill. We have submitted one and waiting on a response. So I'm going to get to the nitty gritty. Remember, because E911, we still were dealing with that. We were dealing with the Department of Public Works. We were dealing with 311, but those two department heads have been working with us diligently. So we were able to pull back a little bit. Still got a big old fight for E911, but we're hoping to get with that with Mr. Chief Sherabaum. And we're going to be meeting with the Chief Financial Officer for finance employees. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you guys have a wonderful week. Be safe. And hope to see you in the chat room next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Everybody take care. In August.
See you guys in August. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Spencer.